Party like it's 1999. Today, Virginia sports its throwback unis worn by its title team a quarter century ago. But these Cavaliers have their eyes on the prize too. Second-ranked Virginia welcomes UNC to Klockner Stadium. Both teams begin conference play at the face-off X. It's the freshman Brady Wambach who's been outstanding for North Carolina. Anthony Gobriel returns after missing 3 games for Virginia. An early violation on UNC, and it will be Virginia ball to start things off. Cavaliers come into this game with one of the top offenses in the country. They average more than 15 goals per game. All the way to the cage, uncontested. That's Noah Chismar playing the wings of the faceoff, one of the D-middies, and that was Matador defense from North Carolina.
This is strategy, Anish. If you look, the whole unit basically stays on. Chismar was a wing. Ben Ware, the long pole, is a wing. They trapped the face-off team from North Carolina knowing that they could get to the rack. Noah Chismar was an attackman in high school, so he feels really smooth and comfortable getting to the rack.
Cavaliers rely heavily on their top 6. Peyton Cormier now sitting on 199 career goals. The shovel pass is intercepted. Barton gallops across the midfield line. Barton, nobody picks him up. Feeds the wing. One more doorstep. Dunk. Logan McGovern gets the goal for North Carolina. We're tied at 1.
Cormier has the short stick, so he wants to get to the rack. North Carolina supports with some defense, and you see the double team, and as Cormier is getting doubled, he tries that backhand shovel pass. It's picked off by North Carolina. Barton runs the break, and Logan McGovern, 1 in Carolina blue, has such smooth stick skills. Right-handed, left-handed player, Anish.
Schellenberger dancing around the cage, looking to feed. Barton eyes him in a cat-and-mouse game. Plenty of time to shoot. They go up top. Shot on goal turned away by Colin Krieg. That was Ryan Colsey. Boyden's got the short stick, gives it up to Schutz. Now Colsey working on Ty English. Good defense here by Carolina. Schellenberger, hands free. Cormier, the bicentennial man. Goal number 200 in his career.
They keep pouring in goals for 24 and white. How fitting. Who does he get the pass from? His partner in crime, Connor Schellenberger. Anish, I'll tell you this much. If Cormier is going to be in front with an uncontested Schellenberger who's hanging this defense out, we've seen now twice in a row, that is a recipe for disaster for North Carolina, because Schellenberger has incredible vision, but he also is never going to rush the play.
Awarded possession.
I think you're seeing a lot of these hang situations because of the wing dodgers from the midfield, the help from behind.
Corey got to the top side, and he just dusted his defender, Cooper Frankenheimer. It's 3-1 Virginia, and this is a dangerous tipping point for a Carolina team that lost a heartbreaker to Army. They lost to High Point the game before that. You've got 4 straight ACC games. You're going to be the underdog. You worry if this gets away from Carolina too early.
You do. Frankenheimer just allows Corey to get to the top side. As a defensive midfielder, you need to engage at goal line extended, and you need to get some front side pressure.
Wambach and Gobriel in a battle. The wings get involved, and it's scooped up by Ben Ware. He's a threat to score. Ware fires, save, Krieg. Off the ground, the freshman Peter Tobin flips it ahead, errant pass. Carth, you understand why North Carolina has to take those chances, because in a settled set, they're outmatched against Virginia. But if you give Virginia transition the other way, this might happen.
Yeah, you do not want to get into a pace of play with Virginia where you're up and down, week in and week out. It's A.J. Pilot last week against Army, one of the best. He had 5 goals in that game.
Brendan Lavelle against Penn. That's going to be a flag. Duffy flying toward the crease. Here's Duffy. Over to Ryan Levy. Now Dom Petramala. That was a good shot. Carolina's got a pole out there as well. He's off to the side. Virginia not marking him. So essentially, UNC was going 5 on 6 there. I get the idea. You're looking for a matchup, but Virginia didn't even respect the pole.
No, Virginia also understood how to double Duffy on that goal line extended.
Here comes Whalen! Mitchell Whalen, they call him the killer whale, the long pole goal. It's 4-1 Cavaliers.
One area I think Virginia has improved immensely over the past season is their transition game. One of the reasons is the pole play. Ben Ware has been fantastic. Mitchell Whalen's emergence as a middle-of-the-field menace as well. You have poles like Ware and Whalen who could shoot and score, and those are the guys that I was watching pregame.
Nunes with a trebuchet pass to Cormier. Over to Chismar, unsettled. Chismar gets rocked. And Tolman retrieves. Midfield production has lacked for UNC this season. In their best win against Penn, that unit was the one that stepped up. There's the trail check. Yeager takes it away. Duffy couldn't hold on. Mom Cara played at Johns Hopkins. Dad played at UMBC. Dad Richard, best-selling author of the horror genre, teams up with Stephen King quite a bit. Here comes Schellenberger. The perfect feed, and it's Boyden with the tally. And Virginia in control. It's 5-1.
This looks like a standard finish from inside. Watch Jack Boynton's head of his stick and how he manipulates the goaltender here, Anish. This is not just catch and shoot. The slight movement. Watch 28 and white. He cuts, and then he twists it across his face to increase the angle. That is high-level finishing. If he shot right from his ear there, he ran out of real estate. There was no angle.
For Joe Bresci's squad. Tough matchup for him here, though. Price denied. Here comes Colsey. Bounce shot, score. 6-1. Wahoo wah.
It's a 3-year starter, Matt Nunes. He's playing with ice in his veins. The confidence is at another level. No dice for North Carolina. Quick offense and the substitution game. And I love the way Ryan Colsey at first kind of hesitates, thinking that he's going to get in the 6-on-6 set, but then he just sees a glimmer of space and attacks it. The gorgeous shot on the run.
Schwartz bouncing off Erdman. Now back to X. Stepped out shot and a score. Logan McGovern, 17th of the season for the second-year grad transfer from Bryant.
You remember after his first goal, I said how two-handed he was? He scored on a beautiful low-angle rip in the first corner with the right hand. This time, Logan McGovern, he's on the wing, and he spots up left-handed. He sneaks that. Look at the placement in the shot. Matthew Nunes gets in the wide base. He's a righty goalie, and he sticks it right between his left elbow and that pipe.
Already 2 titles in the bank at Virginia. Tom Starsia won 4, started with that 99 team. Team that ended a 27-year championship drought. Chismar on the doorstep off the great feed from Millen, and Virginia tallies another.
This is the lacrosse IQ. How I made the comparison of Millen and Schellenberger. Millen allows the play to develop. He's not in a rush. He has a short stick on him, and the short stick turns his head. You'd think that he'd be flying to the cage, but he realizes when the short stick turns his head, the eyes then go to Millen. And Chismar, for a second possession now in this game, stays on. and is in no rush to get off the field.
And don't leave Weyer out there. They feel he's really an offensive player with a long pole, and the joke around the Virginia team is he'd rather play offense with a pole.
You look at him, he's great on the floor with ground balls. I think he's tailor-made for the PLL.
Millen to Schellenberger. Oh, great look. Schellenberger couldn't finish. Serpents around the crease. Millen tried to get top side. Toman again. The defense to jar it loose. And it's going to be a North Carolina ball. Quick restart. Transition opportunity. English into the box. Over to McGovern. He's got two. Duffy got top side. And Noon's got a piece. Menke out there with Corey and Sunderland. Corey's got a goal today. Schellenberger a couple of assists. Still looking for that first goal. Schellenberger turns the corner. Number 100 for his career. And 3 points in this opening half.
The 100 goals. He's known as assist man. He'll beat you with his eyes. He'll beat you with his feet. He'll beat you with his low angle shooting ability. The magic of Connor Schellenberger. The best player ever to put on a Virginia jersey. He's going to be a first-team All-American in 2 positions. As a midfielder, as a freshman, in the next 3 years as an attackman. He's the all-time leading point scorer in Virginia lacrosse history. The other 5 players in the top 5 all played more games than him. Everyone says, oh, he was around for 2020. Scores another. I'm going to continue on this guy. In 2020, the COVID year, everyone got that extra year. Connor Schellenberger was redshirting regardless. He never stepped on the field. If you look at what he's done and the body of work, as a freshman, all he did was win a national championship and was the tournament's most outstanding player. He's done everything. He's checked off every single box. I don't think anyone can argue against me.
Well, when you make your case and in the middle of your argument, he goes and scores a goal.
I mean, to be a first-team All-American in 2 positions, the only player off the top of my head, and I'm sure if you go in the archives, Casey Powell did it. First-team All-American in 2 positions. Yeah, Joey Terenzi was having a season where I thought he was a top 5 short-stick defensive midfielder in college lacrosse. A pit bull.
Duffy, skip pass, step down, Dewey Egan. And he gets into it with his defender, Burt, afterwards. 9-3. They've been waiting on Dewey Egan. 6'4", San Diego, California. And he's got a hammer of a right-handed shot.
He's played a bunch of attack throughout the course of his career. Put him in the midfield to give that unit some punch, and he delivers this one with a step down. Owen Duffy diagnoses the pressure of the Virginia defense, hedging towards him to support as a dodger, and he counters with a spectacular through pass to Dewey Egan.
McGovern's got 2 tallies. Up top, Petramala. Now Duffy looking to move Schroeder. Duffy gets inside and scores. Excellent individual effort by the nation's top freshman coming out of high school.
This is a great take, Anish. You know, Owen Duffy against a big body and John Schroeder. I'm thinking that he's going to use his feet. He's not going to want to play the body, but he wins the leverage game here. And right here, you see he puts the shoulder in and he takes that shot at the absolute perfect time here. Because if he takes one more step, he's toast from an angle perspective. But he holds his ground, showing you the strength of Owen Duffy. But every other team, and I've gone through everyone, had an X-presence, a guy behind the cage.
Here comes Schellenberger. Gets the pick from Corey. Now Toman, the freshman, on Shelley. Good job disrupting the shot. Off the rebound! The stick skills, it's true, it's Sunderland.
Call it off?
Cleaning up the trash, and they call it timeout.
Timeout.
So they're going to wave that goal off. Lars Tiffany,
you owe Truitt.
He owes him one.
Little mistake. Oh, poor Truitt, because this was a phenomenal handle. Shelley gets some pressure. Slow shot from Schellenberger. The rebound from Truitt. Yeah, Toman gets in the body of Shelley. That's great defense by Toman, the freshman. Catches, turns. There's the timeout.
That's through a triple team.
Yes.
That's a Sports Center top 10 non-goal.
You look at the bench erupts.
It's
Oh, then
waved
they
off.
see the ref wave it
They
off.
call the timeout. Boyden over to Schutz. Now Cormier on that high wing. Carolina packed in tight. 10 seconds. Schellenberger feed in front to Boyden. Yes, sir. 10-4.
Anytime you have a zone, you want two things, Anish. Shooters from the outside and passers who can dissect. Well, you got a couple passers in Millen and that guy right there who's had more assists than any player in Virginia history. Connor Schellenberger's heads up. I like the quick release of the pass, too. The subtlety. That's a good extra man unit. You want to be around 40% or above. They got the slick six and they got the shooters.
Good ball movement right on the inside. McGovern give him a hat trick.
When I mentioned slick sticks, it's a matter of catching, having some deception, and the ability to get a through pass, beat the backside of a defense. Right there, this is, when you play the high crease like that, Ryan Levy does a fantastic job of catching and not forcing a shot. And when he bangs it back up top, the weakness in the opening of the defense is that back lower left side with Logan McGovern. You saw Carolina just with the crisp passing. That looked like almost how Notre Dame uses the high crease and Jake Taylor.
Another face-off won by the Tar Heels. Looking to go, bounce shot, save by Nunes. The outlet to Colucci and Virginia pushing the other way. The counter, Schellenberger whips it, and it'll be North Carolina ball. Krieg got a piece of it.
That was a team, ended up beating Syracuse 12-10 in the national title. Connor Gill's freshman season. Hit an amazing Final Four run.
Millen finds the back of the net.
Talk about Connor Gill in 1999 being a freshman playing high-level lacrosse. There's a guy down in Charlottesville by the name of McCabe Millen. Burst onto the scene. First game of the season against Michigan for 5 goals. Gave him the confidence and the swagger to get to the rack, and he shows the two-hand ability I mentioned earlier. Schellenberger and Millen are two guys that can go to the rack with both hands. Millen is a natural righty. He's an attackman who likes to play at goal line extended behind the cage.
Corey's got a goal today. Menke camped out behind the cage. Schellenberger with a left hand got a piece of Krieg. And Colin Krieg clamps down.
You do. And then you start thinking about the defensive pressure, too, and the size of this team. Like, do I have the opening? Do I have the space?
Boy, they're all over. Fulton scoops up the ground ball. Syracuse.
Minus the Cornell game.
This
Don't
past
turn on
week,
that tape.
notwithstanding, looked like they had taken a step up on defense.
Huge jump.
Cormier denied by Krieg. Telegraphed the shot. Working on Kastner. Now the double. Duffy feeding. And they're going to wave it off. Tillman was in the crease.
Oh, that's a phenomenal pass by Owen Duffy.
Schellenberger 5 points today. McCabe Millen beats the short stick. Over to Sunderland. Shot low. Save Krieg.
Syracuse next week, and you wrap up with Notre Dame and Duke. So it's season number 2. Could they answer the bell?
Duffy again against Kastner. Good defense. That'll go to Virginia. Things were going sideways. The defense allowed a couple of Matador goals. You wondered, could they settle in? Just hasn't been consistent enough. Mullen shot. Now Matten on the invert against Yeager. Matten trying to get inside. No flag.
Yeah, I thought they could have gotten Virginia on a hold there.
Skip pass. Here comes Schutz. over the shoulder of Krieg. Griffin Schutz.
Talk about some deception, Anish, from our vantage point. And I think Colin Krieg thinks as well. Looks like he's about to shoot the ball across his body to the lower corner, and he goes near side. That is deception, and that is phenomenal awareness to get a goalie to bite. Traditionally, a lot of guys will step down, split, and go to the bottom corner. You're on a lefty goalie, and to hit him near side there shows you the shooting prowess of Griffin Schutz. Joe Bresci has a new staff. He's got Dave Petramala, the defensive coordinator, Thompson, the offensive coordinator. But back to Schutz, too. I just think that his upside is just massive.
McGovern on the doorstep, denied by Nunes. Dubner against Wills Burton. Backside, one more behind the back. McGovern off the pipe.
Great ball movement by Carolina.
Everything but. Final 10 seconds. Nunes downfield, and Krieg took it away from Cormier. He sends it back the other way as Nunes was retreating toward the cage. And there is a connectivity between all three of those guys. Schutz looking for Boyden. He was in the crease. You think of tennis, where he had three greats in the same era: Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. If you're a baseball fan, as Matten fires wide, if Brendan O'Neill and Duke were to win the title this year, all three would leave with individual accolades, a championship. It's unique in the sport.
It is. And they were stars from the moment they stepped on campus.
Matten off the Reedy feed. Good look. Denied. And now Chismar the other way for Virginia. 12-5 Cavaliers have led the entire way. Chismar's got 2 goals. Saved by Krieg. He jumps out.
This offseason, the next step for Owen Duffy and Don Petramala is refining their shooting.
Here is Duffy. Kastner all over him. Help coming from Weyer. There's Boyden. Was a star at Tufts. D3 power. He was the Division III Player of the Year last year. His shot saved.
And it's about location in terms of the goaltender.
UNC 5 for 34 shooting today. Levy with a bouncer. Saved by Nunes. Make it 5 for 35. Yeah, it's been a long drought for both of those programs. Hopkins 07, Syracuse 09. Millen, the individual effort, another goal for him. Virginia extends to an 8-goal advantage with 6.5 to play.
This is an awesome individual effort by McCabe Millen. Do you remember earlier he swept down the alley lefty? He feels like he's probably running out of some real estate, and he goes back to his right hand here. So he's sweeping lefty. I think he's going to shoot at first, but at the last second in each, he brings it back to his right hand. Why? To increase his angle.
New goalie for Virginia. Kyle Morris takes over for Matthew Nunes, hence the applause. McCabe Millen lost it, and it's scooped up.
Nunes with 11 saves.
Here's the turnover. Menke on the open net. 14-5. As if Virginia needed to insert another dagger, but they do.
Menke's out of Dallas, Texas. Left-hander. Play a little attack in midfield. This time he's playing free safety, Anish. Just buries it to the empty net. And I think Kyle Morris, you know, Matthew Nunes is back
John
next
Schroeder's
year.
a guy who redshirted.
Kyle Morris will be a 2-year starter. And it says a lot about Kip Turner, too, as the goaltender coach.
Dubner off the feed from Petramala.
It's a tough one for Morris to come in cold. A little sun down on the field. He's not in the wind tunnel like us. But for a goalie to step in without a proper warm-up is always tough. And Dubner gets that one with a nice righty stroke. Petramala gets the shorty, so all the eyes are on the support. Gets back to the switch, but it's too late. Virginia defense. Eyes on 77 in Carolina blue. Dubner.
With the remaining schedule for Carolina, Syracuse, Notre Dame, and Duke.
They're going to be underdogs in all 3.
they've got to do some soul searching.
They do, and they need to figure out their shooting and their lack of midfield initiators. Dodgers, there was really no presence in terms of players making plays with their feet, getting separation outside of Owen Duffy. That's the reality right now.
On a day where Virginia honored the 1999 national champions, the 2024 version puts up an 8-goal win against North Carolina. The Cavaliers open up ACC play with a win, and the #2 team in the nation now 10-1.